Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to come on and give you a quick update as I'm here at my clinic in the Plaza Hotel in Westport, so I won't make the protest in Castlebar today with the Newport Sewage Concern Group, but I do have an update this morning. I have regularly been engaging with this group, seeking an update when I was a local election candidate last June, again in November, again when I was elected in March. I then met with the group in April. I met with them again last week after we got an update from Uisce Éireann, and this morning I updated the group again after my conversation with Minister Cummins. So I will go into the background, but first to save you looking at the whole video, the update that I have this morning from Minister Cummins is that last week he met with Uisce Éireann and MARA, and we met with them separately. It was originally the plan to meet with them together, but he met with them separately, and he's very confident that both of them have come to the table with proposals to make changes to the two licences, the MUL licence and the MAC licence, that these treatment plants need to proceed. So there's 35 projects out of 50 complete, and there's still 30% outstanding, Newport being one of those. But Minister Cummins told me that Newport was specifically discussed last week. That is a change because Uisce Éireann told us last week that at quarterly meetings with MARA, individual projects weren't discussed. So great to hear that Newport was discussed, and great to hear that both MARA and Uisce Éireann are positive and are committing to changes that will clear the backlog to the MUL and the MAC licences over the coming months. I will be meeting with the Minister on Wednesday to get specifics around those actions, and I will come back and update you. But I suppose to go back really and give you a broader understanding of where we're at, in 2014, Uisce Éireann inherited, as I said, 50 of those projects, with 35 being complete, including Balmullet and Killala, which does not give the people of Newport any satisfaction, because really there was a long delay between 2014 and 22, where I feel there was unacceptable kind of stagnation of this project. In 2022, Uisce Éireann applied for a foreshore licence, and that was to take 18 months. However, through that process, things changed. The foreshore licence was essentially ceased within the Department of Housing, and then MARA was established within the Department of Environment, and Uisce Éireann now had to seek what's called a MUL to replace the foreshore licence. MUL stands for Maritime Usage Licence, and essentially what that would allow them to do is go out into Clew Bay with an acoustic Doppler current profiler. I know I'm using lots of technical words, but what that essentially would allow them to do is go out into Clew Bay, see what the current is doing, because when they pick an outfall location, they have to be sure it's not going to have negative consequences on the sensitive shellfish that's there. This is what has been holding up entering phase 2, trying to get this MUL licence that Uisce Éireann applied for last December. Last week we received really good news that a study that had been commissioned by the Maritime Institute with researchers from Ireland, Greece and Egypt had been completed, and the results of that study allowed Uisce Éireann to move into phase 2, helping them to build a hydrodynamic marine model that basically allows them to run different scenarios in Clew Bay, which will firstly help them select the outfall location, and second, help them select the wastewater treatment plant location. Now, this information isn't the best in class, so they are still seeking the MUL licence, which will help them verify that information. So that's why today's news from Minister Cummins is really good news, that those backlogs will be clear. Then we'll be able to go into phase 3, which is the final business case, and that's where the MAC, the Marine Area Consent Licence, is required. There's delays with that at the moment, and that's what's holding up projects like what's happening in Foynes. And so it's really good news this morning that we can be assured when we're seeking the MAC licence in phase 3 that those delays will no longer be there. The phase 3 is basically when community engagement will happen. Uisce Éireann won't be engaging with the community until they have more answers, like the short list of the outfall and wastewater treatment locations with their final preferred option. And when that happens, then we'll get into planning and land acquisition, which would take about 18 months. And then we get into phase 4, which is the construction phase, which should take 2 years. So to updates in a short space of time, which I'm really happy about. It shows Uisce Éireann has really come to the table, and it shows that the government has come to the table too, ensuring that we remove the backlogs and get this treatment plant to Newport. It's been waiting too long. The people are very frustrated. From my side, again, I'm sorry I can't be at the protest this morning, but I will continue, as I have been doing, to advocate on your behalf and meet you on a regular basis. Thanks a lot.